So here I am in Asheville, and particularly because at this park outside a Veterans Center, somebody had something about aliens posted to the board, I think on an unofficial basis. But, you know, if your medical exam by the government was not done with a certain degree of care, it doesn't mean that aliens probed you and all. It just meant that they should have been more careful, or, you know, maybe trauma from the war or whatnot. But anyways, so Zecharia Sitchin had to work everything together, but woe to those who write the scripture with their own hands. Woe to those who write the scripture with their own hands. Yea, again, woe to those who write the scripture with their own hands. But when you're writing a sacred history or a mythology or something like that, and you're not claiming that it's from direct revelation of God or some being, or direct inspiration thereof, you know, it's different. There can be faithful reconstructions of sacred history. And something else that one finds that is that he's right, that the book of Genesis and other such things in the Bible, even later books in the so-called Old Testament, have their influence, and obviously the New Testament has all its themes and whatnot prior in Sumerian, Akkadian, Assyrian, you know, other cuneiform languages. But of course the difference is, instead of Enlil raping and then marrying, you know, Mary's a virgin in this story. And Lamech is also one of the characters. Now the extraterrestrial thing is obviously blown out of proportion, but if you know anything about Joseph Smith and the book of Abraham, you also have this sort of thing, is that he took the pictures, he couldn't read hieroglyph, so he said that he translated, right? So that is one of the things that you have, is that you have pictures at the beginning that sort of say the themes. And we know from the 1800s and the 1700s that the fiction, the sci-fi, just like the sci-fi now, was projections about what space travel could be. And some of the ideas make sense. Some of them don't work out. And of course they're always going to be somewhat based on birds and things that people see in nature, and movement. They figure out that carts rolling down hills, that different shapes and other techniques can refer to that. But, you know, certain correlations that you have, the planetary thing, are these planets or divinities being talked about? Yes, some of it overlaps. Marduk being the same as Ea and Enki is the more common thing in mythology, but I think there actually is an idea that Marduk is the son of Enki, but to show, to list some of the ones where, and